At GHA, we had recently we refreshed our program. We relaunched it just a year ago. So if anything, our budgets were CapEx during COVID. Everything was CapEx. It was all investment. And then this past year, we started moving things over to OpEx. So financially, that question is kind of left pocket, right pocket. But in general, yes, we're investing more. Our OpEx budget's gone up significantly. And we're largely, if I think about what are the biggest chunks, first off, our loyalty engine, we have it's a much more generous program, but like we have a new rewards currency. It has new systems. The loyalty engine's new. So we're paying more for systems anyway, because we have new offering. But we do need to, going back to we need to be able to connect systems more and better personalize. Something that we really are intending to invest more in this next year is marketing automation. So this is, again, we have pieces and we do it to some level. The biggest thing that we don't have is truly technology that's allowing that marketing automation at scale, to say, here's the content that we have, and here's the content framework and all the different pieces and all the different components with all these tags, putting that against, here's our audience and all their segmentation, everything we know about them, our data mart, and having it all come together in all this channel mix that we know that we have to balance. So there's about 100 things to think about manually. We can figure that out times about 10 versions, but to have that done on a daily basis for our 22 million members, with 170 fields on each and 5 different channels that we talk to them regularly, having that all happen without someone sitting there manually thinking about it and testing it. And that's what we haven't found. And that's what we are still striving for. We will find it, or we will create it. And that's what we're going to invest most in next year.
Certainly for 2023, I mean, budgets are always a challenge. Particularly after COVID, there was a lot of cost cutting. And investment freezes going on. I think certainly at Air France KLM, certainly for Flying Blue, but I imagine as well across many other industries that were impacted in travel, of course, being one of the biggest. So we've had a very severe cutback on investment over the last couple of years, and I think fortunately we've been able to secure some additional investment for 2023. So we do expect to see a lot of development, setting the groundwork for a lot of really new and exciting features, I think, that we want to develop. And I expect across the industry, it's, a lot of, people are going to be in similar positions. I think in the US, Canada, where loyalty has really proven itself, again, for a number of reasons as to why, but I think when you look at the success that airlines have, what American Airlines has done, moving to loyalty points, basically removing any requirement to actually fly with them in order to earn elite status. Very bold move, very interesting move. We're watching that, but it works for them. It works for American Airlines. It works in the American market. In Asia, Middle East, Australia, Europe, it's a different ballgame. And I think for us, it's a lot harder sometimes to justify the kind of development that our colleagues across the pond are able to get. By virtue of the fact that it's just not, loyalty hasn't necessarily embedded itself into the consumer DNA as well as it has in those markets.
Our budget is definitely going to increase because, as I say, we are now in a growth mode. We are going to double our portfolio by 2025 in terms of hotels. We just launched a new incredible loyalty program, Radisson Rewards, and we need to invest on delivery the commitment that we have now with our members. Points, discount, upgrade, free night, early and late checkout, free breakfast. As I said before, so easy, so much more. It's exactly our way to summarize the new loyalty program. Very simple to understand, but also offering much more, meaning more benefit for our members. So strongly increasing this part of the guest experience.
I think 2022, from my experience, has been really about health check. It has been brands exploring an asset that they have had, which they've always known they need to invest in, And suddenly there is an opportunity coming up on the horizon that is forcing them to look at that as a proposition or as part of an asset in their business. And so a lot of it, my experience has been, I've seen a lot of people rushing to try and establish, are we in good shape? Is our tech stack in good shape? You know, are we doing all the right basics in order to have the right platform to build on? You know, there has been some conversation and investment in automation, because one thing is also true, as the cost of living pressures hits individuals, it also hits businesses. And if there is an opportunity to automate some of these processes that are currently being done by a human being, then I think there is obviously an appetite to do that. And that has a double barrel effect. One is a cost saving, the other one is efficiency gain, right? So, but I haven't seen as much of that be part of the conversation as I have about providing certainty to business leaders that the program is in good health and it's now ready to be built upon. That from my experience has been what's been happening in 2022. I would expect budgets to increase. I think those that have been caught off guard with a program that has just been, you know, ticking along and effectively being data gathering exercises will have seen an opportunity to really rely on that loyalty program in times of need. But I think they've also probably found that there are certain things in place in the way the programs are currently designed and structured, both from a technology and from a financial rewards perspective, that it's not quite right up to the scratch at the moment. So I expect 2023 to be a big investment year. I think a lot of people would have been scared into a aha moment that says, hey, you know, this isn't ready. So budgets will increase. Where will they spend? There are really three areas that I think are not in any particular order. One, I think, is tech. That technology at the moment, in the way it has advanced, in the way that we do, access, the way we do interaction with mobile, and the way we do interaction on site at the till, there has always been a question mark around making that work. And I think we're going to see some of that being tackled more aggressively into next year. The data side, in terms of segmentation and knowing your customer, is going to become important. And I think it will come to light this year when people realize that they've got, you know, hundreds of thousands or millions of members, but they know very little about them. You know, so there'll be some investment in trying to bolster that. And I think there'll be some investment also in just polishing their operation, whether it's from a delivery perspective or from a responsiveness perspective. I think we're going to see that tidied up a bit more as well.